That's why. All right, cool. Oh, and we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto, episode 622. Today is Friday, December 11th, and I'm King.
Oh, man,
And I'm Jose, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish. And today is one of those 10-ish days. Top stories of the day. Looks like world's first Ether ETF debuts in Canada with a trading halt. Wordpress as official Ethereum ad plugin. Russian officials must disclose their crypto holdings by June 2021. Goldman Sachs to utilize JPM coin for repo trades. And new institutional player Mass Mutual purchases $100 million in Bitcoin. But first and foremost, Bitcoin Zay, what is going on with those prices? And I think you allowed me to share the screen already. No, allow me to share the screen so I can show those prices as well.
Gotcha. Yes. So as you can see, again, we are going sideways. A lot of people are very anxious in the market, but you have to respect market cycles. Bitcoin is at $18,064, up 0.2%. Ethereum at $552 is up 0.3%. Ripple at 55 cents is down 1.3%, as well as Stellar at 15 cents is down 4.3%. Chainlink at 11.76 down 1.5%. Litecoin at $72 is down 1.4%. And last but not least, EOS at 271 is down 0.4%. So we have a mixture of green and red. Again, this is the sideways market, simply because all of signs pointed for us to go shoot past 20K. Like overnight, everybody thought, well, when I wake up in the morning, we'll be at an all-time high. You got basically a fake out and then a huge dump down to the 17K area, and now we're back at 18. Alts, whenever Bitcoin goes sideways, it's good for alts to stay stable. But when it explodes, we've seen altcoins that have done 3 or 4 X's this year. So yes, this is a great time for people to be in the market, but don't get too overzealous, and make sure you definitely don't FOMO.
There we go. It's crazy too when you think about 20K. I think it's becoming one of those psychological barriers at this point. We didn't pass it the first time, and it looks like we're not going to pass it this time just based off the psychology of it. Because again, it's December 11th now. People are about to start cashing in their chips, folks, for that Christmas gift and that New Year's Eve holiday of sorts, I guess, if people are even going on one this year. But I think people are going to still cash out chips. So we might see that dip that we see every year as Christmas time loads up and the New Year loads up before it bounces back. And if that does happen, then we have, like you said, I think you called it a week or two ago. You said we may have already seen an all-time high happen for this year. So this may be it.
Well, yeah.
All right. World's first Ether ETF debuts in Canada with a trading halt. That is right. Digital asset investment manager 3iQ introduced Ethereum market exposure to Canada stock traders and investors on Tuesday. What's going on with this Canadian ETF?
Oh, man. So the Ether Fund Class A units, this is aimed at all investor types. They've opened trading under the symbol QETH.U. Investors in the U.S. are specifically excluded, however, of course. 3iQ, they launched a similar Bitcoin fund earlier this year. So this Ethereum product is just basically the same thing, just with Ethereum standards. And the fund aims to provide investors with the ability to purchase shares in the fund and receive exposure to the change in Ether's price over time. I hope people understand those words. I'm glad they put it that way. You receive exposure to the change in price, not the actual asset. So even though this fund is good for marketing, people in Canada may have more access to exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, remember, this is not Bitcoin. This is not Ethereum. This is simply just funds and derivatives coming on top of it. So 3iQ, shout out to them. But again, it excludes U.S. people because we really can't in the U.S. do anything without some sort of regulation. But I think a Bitcoin ETF or something similar, Ethereum type fund class is coming next year.
And it's pretty interesting how, again, I remember when this all first started coming out, we started talking about this in depth. And I'm gonna go back to it, the derivatives in the crypto market. And that's one of the things we keep saying, banks and everybody don't need to worry because they're gonna make these derivatives, they're gonna make these ancillary products that people are going to buy. And this is one. On the surface, to me personally, there is no reason for an ETF to exist. I'm not sure why people will want it, especially this Ethereum one. But I get it. The narrative of it, the wording of it, as you said, hey, this is good for people to protect them so they don't have to actually purchase, store, sell Ether in the market. They can just do the derivative. But we all know at the end of the day, that is literally worth nothing. That ETF is only worth what that third party promises you. So it's almost the same as like having an exchange hold all your crypto, because it's just another third party saying that, hey, yeah, this ETF equates to this amount of Ether, crypto, whatever. But if that company were to go under, or all of a sudden they say, well, no, actually it doesn't equate to that anymore, there is nothing anyone can do. So again, it's interesting to see people go back toward the ETF, and that's like the big thing we've been talking about, a Bitcoin ETF here in the States. But we all know it's just a derivative of the actual underlying product.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy is the coins are actually under Gemini custody. So even though you can't, exchange in the U.S., it's only on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Gemini has taken the custodial portion of it. So I hate the fact that retail people, they're told they can't do it, but a U.S. business can actually do custodial just because of some tricky rules in there.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so they can profit off of global interaction with a cryptocurrency, but we can't, which is how it's supposed to be. That's why I keep telling people these things built on top of Bitcoin, Ethereum are meant to exclude you. Bitcoin, Ethereum, or crypto itself is for you. So don't think too much into it if you're new to the space. If you've been around, you already know. And most people are just shaking their head like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of being around, some shout outs this morning. What's going on, Madam Crypto, Tessa Hall, Antonio from the UK, or I should say the islands these days. Let's see, Crypto Sovereign, what's going on, party people? Rashu, Lisa Lee, One World Family. Today is the day for plus 20K. All right, One World, we will see. Maurice Parks, hey, thanks for the tip. Much appreciated. Said, wait for it. That is right. Let's wait for it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Madam Crypto, Clarence Dennison, Crypto and Culture said FOMO. What's that? LOL. Will 45, Leroy Forbes, Dexter Hans Senior. Hello, all. Yeah, speaking of other news, and you talking about these other applications and add-ons, WordPress adds official Ethereum ad plugin. That is right, people. You talking about, you know what? First shout out for that one.
Shout out.
To me, these things are actually bigger than than ETFs. You talk about WordPress adding something for Ethereum, an Ethereum ad plugin. That's going to make everyone on the internet, or at least people using WordPress, website developers, or people who actually use website or own them, that's going to make them take that second look and say, what is this Ethereum ad plugin I'm starting to see pop up, right? What is Ethereum ad? Again, online advertising is going crypto with Ethereum. As you can see here, a new crypto plugin will allow WordPress publishers to receive ad earnings directly into their Ether wallets, according to the December 10th plugin description posted on the WordPress official website. And I don't have the numbers, so I can't remember, but I think back in the day, what WordPress is like the number 2 or 3 most used, site builder thing out there. So it's crazy to actually see that they're now adding Ethereum ads, as it's being called here, to it.
Yeah, and I mean, this is very, very efficient. As somebody who has a WordPress website for the book, I actually want to add this. I'm probably going to talk to my developer. But Ethereum ads, what they allow you to do is you can monetize your content in under 1 minute just by adding the widget. You insert your widget, and then your ad space is automatically auctioned off to the highest bidder using smart contracts every 2 weeks. So you don't even have to contact, people for this ad space. Automatically bids based on the companies, and the earnings go straight to your Ethereum wallet. This is amazing.
That is huge.
They have the same thing for Bitcoin ads, but what makes it even more amazing is that they had to actually compete with Google AdSense, Ethereum ads. I'm sorry. They're trying to compete with Google AdSense since, remember, Google banned Ethereum ads or crypto ads at one point. So some of these crypto companies are starting to realize that. I'm like, hey, well, we can support each other, and if we have it on our websites, we don't need Google AdSense in order to have monetization. So, yeah, shout out to the decentralized space, and this is great for WordPress.
And as it says here, as Ethereum ads intends to compete with major ad monetization platforms like Google AdSense, it remains to be seen how traditional ad platforms deal with their crypto rivals. I want to point that out because I'm sure many people know, but maybe not everyone. But on the internet, these companies do not play fair. And what I mean is that I wouldn't be surprised if Google were to actually ding your website if you were to add Ethereum ads to it, since you're competing with Google's AdSense. Not saying that's going to happen, but as this article alludes to, or kind of preps us for, is like, it remains to be seen how these traditional ad platforms are going to deal with their crypto rivals. That's how they're going to deal with it.
They're going to compete. Google's going to compete. Trust me. They're going to come.
If you have Ethereum ads and Ethereum ads does blow up, you better guarantee, no matter how popular your website is, you would never be on that first page of Google. Like, they're not going to happen.
Third page shouting.
Hey, they're not putting you on the first page.
That SEO is gone, boy.
That would be my only thing. Is, of course, it's cool to see, like it says, Google AdSense only pays you 68% of your ad earnings. On the other hand, we pay you a whopping 90%. Again, I'm all about that, but let's not forget some of the things when you talk about Google AdSense. Some of the ancillary things they do. You're not technically just paying for the AdSense, you're paying to be a part of the Google family. Honestly, that's really it. But so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Ethereum ads they deal with the rivals once they come about and start to show their head. But I think it's definitely gonna be a roll. We know it's not gonna be smooth selling. There's no crypto company that's about to pull up and have a smooth selling experience in this market. So
not at all. Yeah, until there's something as big as Google that can basically just direct where they want traffic to go, not gonna happen.
Right. Madam Crypto said, I need to add that to my WordPress. Exactly. We gotta check it out. Crypto culture said they don't want no more rich people. The club is too full. That's what they think. But what they don't know is there used to be a time where we couldn't get in a club. We were getting in a club. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, if you want to do something, you'll do it. That's all.
I'm getting in tonight. That's all I know is I'm in there tonight.
Hey, they don't want us worth 9 figures, boy.
Oh man, that'd be a problem. All right, Russian officials must disclose their crypto holdings by June 2021. That is right. Russian officials finally prepare to disclose their crypto. What is going on? I'm assuming this is going to be some new law, because I know Russians don't want to just run to the government to let them know what's happening. What's going on with the story?
Oh yeah, I was glad this story came up, because wasn't it 3 days ago, we just talked about the Russian finance ministry leader was talking about how much crypto he had, who was
right, the 19-year-old.
Yeah, that was competing against Putin. Well, President Vladimir Putin has signed a decree obliging Russian officials to disclose their crypto investments by June 30th, 2021. Officially released, it was related to their federal crypto law on digital and financial assets. Declarations must include information about cryptocurrency and tokens belonging to officials, as well as their spouses and minor children. So when I was reading this, basically what they're saying is, if we find out that your family has crypto, or anybody has crypto, everybody can go. I mean, you're not putting 10 Bitcoin in your baby's wallet and then you can't claim it. Nope. Little Junior, he's going to get it too. So the new regulatory initiative, it says here, will have a positive effect on the Russian crypto ecosystem, according to some local crypto players. Who is that?
I wonder if they all work for the government. Oh, this would be great, guys. This is good news for all of us.
Yeah, how you think this is gonna go? Oh, it'll be great. Click, like,
right.
So in my opinion, Putin is probably flexing at this point. He's saying, "Oh, so you want to compete with crypto? Cool. You either claim it, or if you said out loud that you have crypto and you don't claim it, we're gonna come and find out for ourselves." So this is nothing new, but it is crazy that the Russian officials have to do it, because in the U.S., government officials have to do the same. But we keep it a lot quieter. We make it seem as though, oh, this is Freedom Town. But they had to disclose their holdings before Russia.
So that is true. We had to do it like last year, I think.
Last year. So I don't even want to hear about all this freedom.
They say it's Freedom Town?
Freedom Town. Yeah, it's a free country. Yeah, okay. And then you look at other countries who are doing stuff, they're so bad. And it's like, we're doing it. We're just quiet, and we make it seem as though we give you the illusion of freedom. But yeah, I'm not surprised this is happening.
Right. And the biggest thing here is the precedent. Like, other countries are going to look at this. This is what every country is going to do, people, at least in the short term. They're all going to try this move. You gotta remember, they're all copying each other in this new market. They don't know what to do next, right? Governments, regulators, bankers do not know what to do. So they're all copying each other. So it wouldn't surprise me to start seeing other countries, especially in that region. Like you said, we kind of did the same thing. We did it on a more quieter note. But they're being louder with it. They're, June 21st. Y'all know how we do out here. If y'all don't get this, if y'all ain't give us your crypto earnings, we coming to get you in Russia. But so I can see other countries around starting to develop the same procedures, or like smaller countries maybe attached to Russia or next to Russia, and these countries say, hey, you
Ukraine.
have any crypto holdings, your kids, your family, we're doing it the same way as Mother Russia's doing it, right? So I can see that being the precedent of how we operate. And if it is the precedent, again, it's crazy and it's scary. It's like, why do you want to know what everybody, why are you pocket watching? Why are people pocket watching? That is crazy to me. We're talking about a whole new industry where there's no reason for you to be asking how much someone has of this imaginary money, yet the government is back to pocket watching. So
hey, all I got to say is in the 20s, when we went broke, in the 30s, Great Depression era, the banks literally sent out decrees to every man, woman, and child. If you own gold, bring it here. If not, we're coming to get it. Crypto is about to go through the same thing. I promise you. It may not happen here immediately, but some countries going to declare that. I think Russia would probably be faster if they did it, but I think it's coming.
Oh yeah, Russia and China go back. Hey, look, we need that crypto off you. So I know how it go. don't make us be a bad government. I know how it go.
I know how it go.
James though said, "Yo guys, next BitConnect about the exit scam, G999 mainnet scam, former KRBE / KBC whitewashing and scamming more people."
Yeah, I've had to deal with KRBE on Facebook. Just because we are both black, like apparently they would see Bitcoin in Black America. They would approach me on Facebook. It's like, yeah, well, KRBE is better because you can buy gold, and it's not. Why would I exchange my Bitcoin for gold? So that the fact that it's becoming a scam, not surprised.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of which, only reason I even accepted this person, somebody added me on like Facebook, or wherever. I saw they were mutual friends with you, whatever, probably something from crypto. Let's go ahead and add them. Next thing you know, I get the message. Hey, whatever, what do you do? I'm just like, okay, this is weird. Do you know about Bitcoin? I'm like, bro, do you look at my profile? It's like, yeah, I've been around it for a little bit. He's like, well, let me tell you about Bitcoin mining. There's a guaranteed way to get 10,000 back every day. I was like, oh my God. I was like, who is this person?
Yeah, that's guaranteed bullshit. That's what that is.
They told me this is yesterday. Yesterday, somebody told me about Bitcoin mining and how I can get a guaranteed 10,000 back. I was like, for the simple fact that you're not looking at my profile right now, son, tells me a lot.
You didn't do your research, son. I don't want to speak with you anymore.
Right. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I delete them immediately. I don't want to talk to you no more.
Oh, yeah. I got them KRBE dudes out of here, too.
Bro, it's crazy. All right. Goldman Sachs to utilize JPM coin for repo trades. That is right, people. Goldman Sachs and their coin is back in the news. Even though before we get into this story, this is more or less like me basically coming out with some new invention and having Bitcoins. They use it all the time, and me being like, yeah, see people actually using it. It's like, bro, that's your partner using it. Like, what are you talking about? So it's kind of the same thing. Goldman Sachs and their JPM coin, their blockchain and all that stuff they're doing. Their buddy, JP Morgan's coin is being used by Goldman Sachs. So it's their buddy right around the corner. But again, JP Morgan is using blockchain, as they say, to drive efficiently into the repo market. Goldman and others are taking notice, as Goldman Sachs is reportedly one of several financial institutions to sign on to JP Morgan's custom blockchain service, a sign that more broker dealers were looking to take advantage of digital currencies for their repo operations. It does look like in this interview with Bloomberg, Scott Lucas, head of blockchain markets at JP Morgan, said that investment bankers already using blockchain to conduct billions of dollars worth of repurchase agreements. The bank utilized JPM coin, a dollar-backed stable coin, to swap digitized U.S. Treasury bonds much more efficiently. One thing I will say is, just looking at this story, the price of Ripple should drop, because this is what Ripple is for, people. And instead of going with Ripple, again, JP Morgan make their own blockchain. They have their own coin, and it looks like they're going around tapping these financial companies on the shoulder like, hey, let's not forget who the club is, right?
Hey, well, I will say though, remember Garlinghouse, he said 98% of their business is outside of the US. So Ripple might have a use case in another country, but in America, that ain't going down. I can tell you that right now. There's no Ripple being sent from Goldman Sachs to JP Morgan, but they will circle jerk each other and use the JPM coin, which is the digital representation of a dollar. They're going to swap it out for repurchases. Which is crazy because they could literally, with a push of a button, have more digital dollars. But the repurchases that they're getting is actual hard.
You get what I'm saying? It's hilarious.
actual houses and
You take the JPM coin, we're gonna take your house. Like
exactly. It's like, oh, so in order to have a repo, oh, we're just gonna type in a bunch of zeros and thank you. How much money do we have in our bank? 10 trillion. Okay, now we have 10 trillion digital, and that's how they're gonna so they're gonna send you nothing, or they're gonna send each other basically nothing, or on their books it does count in order to get real actual investments. I mean, the amount of I can't even really describe how at this point they're laughing in your face. They're like, oh yeah, well, we're gonna do what we want, and we'll see what you do, what you're gonna do about it. So yeah, JPM and Goldman Sachs circle jerk continues, but at the same time, again, I think they need to do this for their banks because technically it is faster, it is easier, it is cheaper to use a digital currency enter within banks. But again, they should just stay within each other when they talk about cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, like I said, it will be crazy to see if this actually takes off and you start seeing banks and financial services repoing, foreclosing on houses, repoing cars and all the like, and them trading in those hard assets for that JPM coin. I mean, if that happens, I can see Jamie the Dino Diamond now like, oh boys, we did it again. Here for another 1,000 years. All right, we done it again. So crazy to see that. All right, to end it on a great news story, new institutional player Mass Mutual purchases $100 million in Bitcoin. Like you said, every time that price slips, these are the people propping it up. What is going on with Mass Mutual and this big $100 million purchase?
Oh yeah, so Mass Mutual has bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin for its general insurance account. Remember, Mass Mutual's business model is insurance, which is literally making sure that you have money for the future. So if they're going to use $100 million of it, of their $235 billion to buy Bitcoin, they are essentially saying Bitcoin is a safe way to invest for the future. They made the purchase through New York-based NYDIG, which offers crypto custody and trading services. They also acquired a $5 million stake in NYDIG. So do business with the people you invest in. Very fundamental thing that a lot of people do. According to the report, the investment will provide Mass Mutual with measured yet meaningful exposure to a growing economic aspect of our increasingly digital world. So to them, $100 million is like, this is a pretty good risk. $100 million, people, to them was a pretty good risk. Just like MicroStrategy, they're about to be at $800 million worth of Bitcoin bought. That's a good bet for them. Like, think about that when you have $1,000 to your name and you're like, should I put in 80 in Bitcoin? Yes, because they're using way more money and way more capital. Mass Mutual has been a phenomenal company to work with across Stone Ridge's broad investment platform, says the founder and executive chairman of NYDIG. I'm sure because he gave you $5 million. But yes, Mass Mutual, Mass Mutual is just the next company to announce that they are purchasing large quantities of Bitcoin. They're going to leave retail behind. Institutions, I think, once we pass the all-time high, go past 50, 100K. Really, I think the market we're looking for, forget the price. I think the market to set for is a $1 trillion market cap. If we about 3x from now, that's a $1 trillion market cap. Price of Bitcoin to be around 53,000, depending on the coin supply, how long it takes. So I think that's when we'll see people get left behind.
So as always, still more time to buy. I started getting the texts in late last night from people like, this is the drop we've been looking for. I was like, can you believe that? It drops to 17,000 and people are excited. Like, woo, we have come a long way. But yeah, I mean, in other crypto news, that's about it for the day. What's going on, James Doe? James Doe said, Google is not the norm anymore. What bothers me the most about the crypto dApps is that apps and developers are all screaming, we are decentralized, then tell me to load it in the Google store.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had that discussion at conferences before with people. It's like, we're a truly decentralized app, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, so where can I find you? Oh, on the Apple Play Store. It's like,
yeah, I just can't click on something and it show up.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was decentralized. That's very, but you have to use something. Like if AWS went down, half of Ethereum's dApps would be done. Like not even half, like 99% will be done. So it's centralized somewhere.
Amazon Web Services, people, you know what's up. All right, there we go. Crypto Culture says 17K. We turn it up. Ha ha. There we go. Other than that, that is the show for today. Thanks for watching this week. Make sure you smash that like and share. We're updating everything this weekend. We'll be back next week with some more crypto news. Have a lot of great announcements on the way. We're going to be going off to a great 2021 start. So yeah, keep it pushing. Let's keep watching this price, see what happens next. And as always, stay safe, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers.